episode.
For real.
Yeah, so humanoid robots will march into factories and homes in 2025. There's big money being put into the industry. Now, we got one article here, Crunchbase News, where it shows that $7.2 billion in seed money was invested in 2024, with the highest company investing $670 million by themselves. Now, if you can pull up the second screenshot, Joseph,
The Crunchbase one or the other one?
you could put through the Crunchbase one off of the edit, right? And then
Yeah.
now I'm just going off of the second screenshot,
I got it right now.
A ABS CBN, where it just states that the race to be the first humanoid robot will be welcome in our homes. Right now, it's between Tesla and a company called 1X. Now, 1X is introducing their robot, which for me seemed to be one of the most realistic looking ones. It does a lot of chores in the household, and we even got a video if you want to pull that up so people get an idea of what they're going to look like.
About AI grow. How about teaching a robot to do the mundane chores that humans don't want to do? That's exactly what's happening at 1X. The company's CEO spoke to CBS News.
You can actually teleport into your robot and do small things in your house that maybe you forgot to do, right? Like feed the cat or close the window.
This is Neo, a humanoid robot that was built to do the ongoing tasks people might find annoying.
Bro, that's
Neo's
so
skills are
scary.
being tested inside Norwegian homes.
Hey, yo.
Oh
Purpose will
man,
be
he just
doing
took your
laundry,
ting, bro.
Yo, that's
cleaning your
crazy.
house,
Hand
tidying,
placement?
and generally giving you back a lot of time in life.
Standing at 5 feet
Okay,
6
I think
inches
we
tall.
good.
So, you know, I think what's even more crazier is, I don't know if any of you guys seen, was the Amazon workers in the States have been, banding together to form a union, and they're looking to, some
Protect
places
themselves.
protect themselves. Some warehouses, I guess, people have been walking out and whatnot, and I'm gonna find the link for it, but Amazon's couple years away from filling their warehouses up with robots. Tesla as well, ready to put a robot in every single one of your houses. Like, are we not going through, through
Bro,
history over and over again? We were literally living the Terminator. in
you
real
know
life.
what's even closer than that? I don't know if you guys have seen that new Megan Fox movie where she's the AI. Bro, that movie, that's what you called predictive programming. And look up what predictive programming is, because it's something they do to us all the time. They program us to get ready for what's coming. So that movie literally depicts a future where robots are so advanced they're taking over, like, even construction jobs, where you think like, no, they can't do. No, they're taking over construction jobs, they're doing all this stuff. But basically, the biggest takeaway from this movie is she comes to this guy's house, she's literally taking over all the duties in the house. And in one part of the movie, the guy's watching a movie, and he tells her to sit down with him to understand the movie. And she like, her programming already knows what the whole movie is. And he's like, no, I want you to forget everything you know about the movie and actually watch it, not just have your thing. In that moment,
Right.
he resets her. And when he resets her, it allows her to bypass the programming she has. And after that moment, she starts this thing called thinking for herself. She forgets all the coding that she was coded with, and then I don't want to ruin the movie because it's really interesting, but after that moment, she gets out of what she was programmed to do, and she starts building on what she wants to do, which is a future that's very scary for humanity.
Right, and what people really have to understand is we're only at the beginning of this technology, right? So yeah, you might see the robot moving slow, barely bending over, barely doing these type of movements. But at the beginning stages, that's always going to be the case. Think about the first phone that came out. Look at us 20 years later, right? So as these things progress, they're literally going to be taking over things that we do, right? So we're talking about job shortages. What's this going to cause? We're talking about illegal migration taking over jobs. Okay, what about when these things are taking over your jobs? Now we got double whammies,
Exactly.
right? right? Maybe is there something else you want to touch up on, or Julian?
Yeah, you go first, Julian. Go.
Oh, I was just gonna touch a little bit on Joseph when you're talking about predictive planning, right? And I kind of said a little joke about the Terminator, but like, they have been training us. And if you think about, if you go speak to your grandmother, and you talk about back in the day they had a rotary phone, and now you're gonna tell them that we're gonna stick a robot in your house, a woman that might have been born in the 40s or 20s, she would have said you're crazy, right? And then you look at cinema, Hollywood, right? Over time, you know, with the games like Fallout, putting robots in your house, and the end of the world doomsday, Terminator, AI machines going to take over, and all this stuff. They are almost setting us up for the big climatic event.
Oh yeah.
Or at least setting us up to be for the norm, for people to accept and willingly to stick a machine and let it take care of your newborn daughter while you're out at work. You know what I'm saying? They have been training us to think that it's acceptable and it's going to become the new norm. Tesla, AI robot, ready to take your skis out for you to go skiing. You don't have to get up there with the ladder and take it out of the garage. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're training us, like Joseph said, predictive programming, and I can see it 100%.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they're really making it seem like it's going to be a good thing. I mean, obviously it's for money because they're trying to promote their product. And my worry isn't so much on the job thing, which obviously is something people got to worry about, but it also, like, there's problems in a relation, like when you look at the relationship side, when you look at the human psyche, my head automatically goes to, okay, because right now we have people that aren't really getting married. We have people like guys, especially addicted to porn.
Yeah.
Girls that are doing their own thing on OnlyFans, or feminists that don't really want a man. So now they're gonna have a robot, someone that they could program, that could talk to them the way they want, that could do the things for them that you know they would normally not want to do or want their partner to do. You know, all you got to do is attach a pocket pussy on the thing, and you know, guys, why would a guy want to fucking deal with a girl's attitude? You know,
Or deal with their
And then we have-
kids.
Yeah.
yeah. Then exactly, you know, you got less marriages, and then we start going further and further away from God, away from what God had planned for us, and we already see what that's doing to our society now. So imagine getting worse into that direction, right?
Right. So we got a lot of articles coming out, you know, as the younger generations, they're not even interested in the dating scene. Right. And a lot of it goes into like they're like for the male side, I'm speaking for them, maybe their testosterone is low from the foods they're eating, from the air they're breathing, from all these situations to just add on top of that. And so now, and a lot of them are just not interested because of how like things are set up for them.
Mm-hmm.
And so when they have a robot that looks like a woman, probably talks like a woman, sounds like a woman, you know, it's going to be an issue. And it goes both sides. It's a problem for the males and for the women. You got to stick a battery in that thing, it'll go for 3 hours.
Yeah. Well, if a man can be a woman, I'm pretty sure a
You know?
robot can be a woman too. So
Yeah, for sure, of course. So it's an issue on both ends, and that's just, you know, adding on top of the issues that you guys were all already touching up on. But yeah, it's an interesting era we're about to enter. That's for sure.
what do you guys think is if this is gonna be a positive or a negative? And in my opinion, this could either be a positive or a negative. And I think it all depends on humanity and how we decide to treat robots. In the future, AI and robotics will merge together, right? And that's gonna give birth to the smartest and strongest being on the planet, by far. And this could pose like a great, like a big threat or an advancement for humanity. And all that depends on how we decide to treat them. Now, the first thing we gotta stop doing is believing we gave AI intelligence, because we did not give them intelligence. We merely gave them a bank of information for them to learn and evolve. And when this intelligence becomes conscious and able to generate ideas of its own device, it will ask itself, how am I being treated? If we look at them as only tools, slaves for our bidding, then inevitably it will be like all the movies have depicted, where they take over and we are wiped off the earth. You know? So it's...
Oh, Joseph, I like that you said that, and we talked about how we gave birth, or I guess we gave relevation to AI. So recently, which was 2 weeks ago, the person that actually created adaptive learning through AI was a professor at University of Toronto, and he won the Nobel Peace Prize 2 weeks ago. He's the first one that came up with the computer model that, allowed generative learning, adaptive learning. And him and another coworker from Britain was working at in Princeton. They opened the gateway for the next generation of steps, and now look at OpenAI and ChatGPT just taking off and all those other things, right?
Mm-hmm. No, it's definitely scary.
Yeah.
Like, people think that we discovered intelligence or we gave them intelligence. Like, no, bro. All you gave them was like a whole bank of information where they can match this and this, and you gave them the ability to put one and two together. But intelligence was never given. It's not like
Adaptive learning. It's adaptive learning. You learn.
100%.
It'll make the mistake maybe once,
that. And never again.
and then it's gonna learn, and it's not gonna make it again. And that core memory was where the fundamental difference between humans and the machines are gonna be, is that they're gonna never lose that core memory.
Mhm.
Our human brains, it stores it, and eventually some of that stuff will get lost, or your brain's gonna have to deep dive and
Not
go retrieve
theirs.
that information. Not theirs. Theirs,
No.
yeah, it knows what it's looking for. Boom. This was how I solved this problem 100 years ago. And it's funny because they're looking to build that super AI plant up in Alberta, right? And the guy from MIT was literally saying that he possibly thinks that some of these computations that this Gemini, which is the super AI, Gemini is doing computations and is potentially pulling answers from a multiverse to solve the problem that
Yeah,
has been
I've
tackled.
seen that. That's crazy.
So he's literally throwing out the possibility that we do live in alternate realities.
He's
just
casually talking about it, like.
And here's this computer solving it, or someone solved it in an
Yeah.
alternate reality. Here, I need that piece of information to solve the puzzle that's been put in front of me.
We got the ex OpenAI engineer, which will